In this podcast episode, therapist and best-selling author Kelly McDaniel discusses a profound yet often unspoken childhood wound related to maternal connection, known as mother hunger. She explores how this early deficit in nurturing, protection, and guidance profoundly shapes personality, behavior, and emotional health in adulthood. Kelly explains the signs of this hidden wound, its wide-ranging impacts on relationships, self-perception, addiction, and eating behaviors, and offers insight into the healing journey. Kelly McDaniel introduces mother hunger as a deep yearning for a specific quality of maternal love, often mistaken for romantic love. It results from missing one or more fundamental needs in early development: nurturing, protection, safety, and guidance, needs that are naturally sought from a mother figure. These needs are biological and primal, anchored in our attachment system, which surpasses even hunger or thirst in survival importance. When these essentials are unmet, individuals carry an invisible grief that quietly affects their entire lives. Kelly explains that children will do anything to receive maternal love and approval, adapting behaviors and personalities to earn that attachment. This foundational dynamic becomes the core of one's identity. Whatever you did to earn her approval is who you become. This formative adaptation often leaves individuals with unresolved wounds because the need for nurturing and safety was not adequately met, shaping adult struggles in unconscious ways. Burnout, perfectionism, hypercriticism, difficulties with concentration or attention, including manifestations similar to ADHD, persistent people-pleasing, and feeling responsible for others' happiness are among the common adult indicators of mother hunger. Kelly notes that these symptoms reflect lifelong attempts to secure safety and love that were inconsistent or absent in childhood. The body reacts to this unmet need with heightened stress hormones, creating physical, emotional, and cognitive disruptions. Food becomes a primary attachment substitute when maternal nurturing is missing. Kelly describes food as the infant's first experience of love after a mother's arms, linking eating patterns, whether overeating, undereating, or a cycle of both, to efforts to regulate an anxious nervous system shaped by insecure maternal bonding. These behaviors serve as attempts to soothe or stimulate in response to anxiety and feelings of abandonment or neglect. Romantic and familial relationships often reveal mother hunger through imbalanced dynamics. One partner may feel like a caretaker to an emotionally dependent partner, or there may be repeated patterns of unmet needs despite efforts at intimacy and connection. Family gatherings can trigger regression to childhood roles, especially when interacting with a critical or emotionally unavailable mother figure. Such encounters cause emotional freeze, dissociation, or excessive caretaking behaviors that stem from the early wound. Kelly makes the compelling point that having an unkind or critical mother can be as damaging as having no mother at all, because it creates shame and rejection from the very source where love and safety should have been found. This kind of hurt is intensely difficult to recover from, as it comes from the first and most primal relationship. Examples include harsh criticism of appearance or behavior, emotional unavailability, favoritism among siblings, and punitive or dismissive responses to a child's distress. Mother hunger is not limited to individual mothers or families, but is part of a broader cultural and systemic problem where the essential maternal functions of nurturing and protection are often insufficiently supported. Kelly highlights the biological reality that mothers themselves often carry unresolved wounds from their own childhoods, perpetuating a cycle across generations. The science behind maternal attachment involving 3 generations of eggs in a woman's body underscores how this legacy is physically carried forward. Many adults with mother hunger have little or no conscious memory of the stressful experiences of early childhood due to the neurotoxic effects of prolonged stress on the developing brain's memory centers. This absence of conscious recall complicates recognition and grieving of the wound. Kelly stresses that grief over mother hunger is often frozen and unacknowledged culturally, unlike other kinds of loss, and must be slowly thawed and expressed. Blame is a natural stage of grief, but should not become a permanent place of residence. A significant obstacle in healing mother hunger is the longing for an authentic apology and recognition from the mother, an apology that acknowledges harm and promises change. Kelly calls this yearning the apology ache, a form of pining that keeps many trapped in cycles of disappointment and relational compulsions. Unfortunately, genuine apologies from mothers are rare, so healing often requires making amends to oneself and cultivating self-nurturing practices. Kelly advises compassionate openness in relationships affected by mother hunger, but also realistic boundaries. For partners, recognizing when efforts to provide nurturing and safety are insufficient because the core wound predates the relationship is critical. Encouraging gentle conversations around family dynamics without blame and offering non-judgmental curiosity can help support healing. However, protecting oneself from ongoing emotional burdens and triggers is essential. Healing mother hunger involves an ongoing process of self-mothering. That is, providing to oneself the nurturing, protection, and guidance that we're lacking. This is not about blaming or changing one's mother, but about recognizing and accepting the unmet needs and learning to fulfill them independently. Kelly acknowledges the internal resistance to this process stemming from internalized maternal voices that may have dismissed or minimized one's worth. Forgiveness emerges as a tool for personal freedom rather than reconciliation, allowing individuals to release bitterness and stop wishing things were different. Kelly emphasizes that forgiveness does not equate with forgetting harm or excusing neglect, but rather with accepting reality as it is to break free from pathological hope and toxic cycles. This acceptance empowers individuals to set healthy boundaries and stop repeating old patterns. As people begin to nurture, protect, and guide themselves effectively, significant improvements occur in various life domains. Eating becomes more attuned and balanced, relationships become more authentic and nourishing, emotional regulation improves, and addictions lessen in intensity, though may still require separate treatment. There is greater ease, presence, and inner peace, allowing fuller engagement as parents, partners, and individuals. Kelly encourages openness in talking about mother hunger with trusted friends, therapists, or coaches, emphasizing the need for safe spaces because not everyone will recognize or validate this wound. She cautions against assuming siblings or family will share similar experiences due to differing maternal relationships. Creating supportive networks is crucial, but requires discernment to protect against shame and invalidation. Kelly acknowledges that becoming aware of mother hunger can be overwhelming and emotionally exhausting. She recommends self-compassionate breaks and grounding activities to manage emotional overload. The call to action is to protect oneself, seek help, and commit to self-nurturing as the foundation for lasting change. This work not only transforms individuals, but has ripple effects across families and communities, breaking generational patterns of emotional suffering.